Hey y'all, welcome to Racing Crafts. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do two cards at the same time. They're going to be very similar cards. I've got two little deer here. They were cut out from the... I gotta find it, hold on. The Cindy Lou cartridge. They're the ones on page 61. Now I do have Create a Critter, but I had Cindy Lou out and I saw it and I thought, you know what, I don't use that cartridge very much. Let's go ahead and use it. So I did. Now I left the top layer off because the coloring I used just didn't look right with the top layer on. And these guys were cut at 3 inches. I have 4 sheets of this brown cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I have 2 sheets of white cardstock cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera there. Let me put those aside. I have 2 card bases. These are HU size cards, which means they're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I haven't decided yet which way they're going to be folded. Not a big deal. Okay, and then I just bought the Paper Studio A2 size wood grain embossing folder from Hobby Lobby. All of the Paper Studio products were on sale last week. They're 50% off. So I got 2 new embossing folders, which I think I personally like the Paper Studio embossing folders better because they do the same job but are like half the price. These are regularly $4.99, which means I paid $2.50, well, $2.49 technically, for this embossing folder. And you can't get better than that. You just can't. So what I did was I went ahead and I inked up, what happened was I inked up this side first and I got this look and I didn't like it, so I flipped it over and I inked the embossed part. And then on the second one I inked this side and I got this look, which wasn't necessarily the look I was going for, but I liked it, so that's what I'm using. And I used this Memories dye ink pad in Art Print Brown. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, they're going to be similar. I don't know that they're going to be exactly the same, except in a few aspects. And let's go ahead and get those aspects out of the way. And that's putting the insides together. And this, if you haven't figured out, is going to be a masculine card. I'm working very hard on improving my masculine cards. Alright, and I'm going to grab these guys and I'm going to put these on because these, once again, it doesn't matter which way you flip the card. It's going to be the same either direction. And I'm just using my regular snail adhesive, like always. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to play a little bit. I think I'm gonna go horizontal with the side fold card. I think that's how I'm gonna end up doing it, because otherwise you've got all this blank room. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now on these embossed pieces, I am going to throw just a little bit of score tape down for the sole fact that it takes a little bit more to adhere one of these fold, or the embossed part. Now, there we go. It didn't want to come apart. Alright, and I'm just going to kind of line it up and push it down. Oops. And on this one, I think I'm going to do the score tape first. So I don't have to deal with the snail adhesive while I'm trying to get up. Alright, so we're just going to peel our lining, backing off. And I'm sorry if I'm off camera here, which it looks like I almost am. Wow, it's kind of dark there. Alright, now then, I'm going to go ahead and put it this way. Yep. And I've got adhesive on my thumb. And I'm just going to grab some pop dots, because I'm going to pop up my little deer here. Oops. Okay. And I'm going to just grab the lining and make a few skinnier pieces. I want a piece on that ear, and whoops, here, let's peel back my lining here, because these are going to be tiny pieces for the feet. And let's do one more, maybe two. Alright, let's go. One there, and one if I can get it to play nice on the tail. There we go. And I'm just going to put him down here. There we go. Oop. There's one more spot that I see that desperately needs a pop dot. That is right here under his head. There we go. Alright, and we're just going to do the same thing on the second deer. We're just going to pop him up. And I'm going to try really hard not to end up peeling off all of my fingernail polish. Okay. All right. Alright, and this big piece goes there. Alright, and I'm going to grab my second card. And we're going to put our little deer down. And I'm going to pop my inside in here. Alright, now for the front, I'm going to do some kind of birthday sentiment. And I just have to figure out what I want to put. I think I'm gonna do it's not even in there. Alright, so we're just gonna go back to the drawing board and grab this happy birthday sentiment, and you know what, I think I might pull out my Big Shot and do a little bit of embossing here. Whoops. And I'm going to use this brown, I think. And I am going to do a layer of white also at the same time. Oops. And I keep nudging the tripod there, sorry. Whoops. fine, because all I really want is that middle part. And I'm gonna peel that out. And I'm just gonna clean out my die quick and send it through a second time. Sorry about this. You kind of gotta stick your pokey tool through these little holes and get the little tiny pieces out. Alright. And let's line up our pieces. Whoops. And I'm going to run it through again. And just for good measure this time, I'm going to go ahead and roll it back. Okay. Alrighty. Set that aside. And I'm going to go ahead and peel these guys out again. And as you can see, there's kind of some brown pieces in that white, but like I said before, I'm not super worried about them because all I'm going to be using is the centerpiece. Alright, now I'm just carefully peeling. Oop. Peeling that guy apart. Alright, and I'm just going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to cut along that line there because I just want that middle piece. And it's going to go there. And that's where I'm going to put my sentiment. That's why I said I wasn't worried about if it tore on the fancy part, because I knew on the white layer I was not going to use the swirly parts. What I am going to use though are this, whoops, this happy birthday sentiment that, as you can see, I tore apart, but that's okay because we can just go ahead and snap it back together here. Alright, I'm going to grab my foam mat. And I'm just going to use the same brown I used on the background. I'm not, yeah, I am going to get out my Stays On ink because it's going to work better with these stamps. And I'm just going to kind of line it up in the middle. Except that wasn't very straight, but it's not too bad. Okay, and I'm just gonna, and this is Timber Brown from Stays On. Alright, so there are our two sentiments. And if you're wondering what that sentiment is from, it's from Inka Dinka Doo's Frames and Greetings set. Alright, and I'm just gonna put a little adhesive on this brown part and slide that across the top. A little adhesive on that part. There we go. Now on this one, because this one's going to end up being a Operation Right Home card, I'm going to put a little bit more adhesive on him. But he's going to go flat as well. And then I'm just going to rub the excess out of the middle. You can use a white eraser if you have. Of course, I can't find mine. Oh, there it is. Like, I have this hypopolymer or high polymer eraser from Pentel, and I just used the clean back part, the part that I wouldn't erase ink with, and it will erase the adhesive just like one of those adhesive erasers do. So we'll do that. And I'm just gonna plop my sentiment in the middle there. And those are our cards for today. See, they're very similar, but just not quite the same. So thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time.